burnout is the misalignment of work and your passions in life. So like if your work is tax returns, but if you hate tax, doesn't matter if you're working 15 hours a week or 55 hours a week or 80 hours a week, you're going to feel that burnout, and it's going to feel like work or pain. But if you love the puzzle of a tax return and you just like that's your hobby, so to speak, you could easily have capacity more than the next guy, right? And so I think those are some of the things that you have to unpack that are individual situations. And once you know, like, hey, I can handle 15 hours, 40 hours, 60 hours a week, then we can go build it like around you to make sure that you're good. And once you start going outside of that capacity in an accounting firm and knowledge work, you just work more, right? Like you just put one extra hour in and that begins to snowball. So you have to put up some hard boundaries, and hopefully you have people around you that can hold you accountable, whether it's family or spouse, loved one. And then maybe it's like this group, right? Like of peers that are just asking how you are and they care about you. So that's the capacity. Like it's not perfect, it's individualized, and it's not a formula, so to speak. But once you have figured it out, then you can start building it. And it's not going to be perfect, but it's going to be, you know, it's going to be a living, flowing document. And as you see things tick up, the time tick up or the stress tick up, what are your outlets? What levers can you pull? Whether it's hiring internally or outsource technologies, something of that. And that goes to Rachel's point, like structure, strategy, and systems. Like those are just the different levers you can pull once you've figured out, like, here's the formula. Here's what I want it to look like at the end of the day.
What would you say? I'm gonna reverse it for you. We talked about like this is what I want and this and we can go build it. What about for those firms like ours who built it really big and way over capacity for anything that we wanted to maintain and to grow for the future? How do you go backwards to get that capacity in check?
First, you have to define what you want, So I think it was easier for us to build it and then realize that wasn't what we intended to build. And that wasn't the life that we wanted to continue living, versus some people are just like, hey, I'm just going to start. I don't know what it could look like. Right. So I think with our experience, with like the maturity that we had to go through in that season, to just be realistic and say like, this isn't what we wanted, and then start from there. Like, I know what I don't like, so I'm going to start removing the pieces that I don't like first. And that's in a simple way, that's just what we did, right? And whether it's delegation of tasks that are something that falls on your plate on a daily basis, there's options, right? So if you don't like checking your email and you get stressed out about your email, go get a virtual assistant that does that for you. Like, it's just, there's solutions to all of this, but you have to, like Ben's advice, you have to keep moving forward. You can't shuffle, right? You have to keep going. And once you get stuck, like that's whenever life starts to feel really heavy.